How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Poolside Cigar Reviews with Kirk. Today I'm taking a look at a special stick, and this is the Fuente Opus X Double Corona. This is a 7 5/8 by 49 stick. This will be one of the largest cigars I've ever smoked. Certainly the longest. I've only had one other Opus X, that was a Super Bellicoso. Wasn't a huge fan. And I had initially intended on saving this one for a while, but a few months back, it's probably been in my humidor for maybe 8 months. A few months back, I closed the humidor lid on the foot of this cigar because it's a long cigar, and kind of crunched some of the wrapper there. And I don't know if it's gotten worse or not, but I just figure with, you know, me shuffling cigars around, this is only going to get worse. So I've been looking at it, wondering when in the hell I was going to have time to smoke a cigar this big. And this morning, my in-laws are here from Pennsylvania, getting away from the winter for a week. Which means that they can watch my daughter, their grandbaby. And I can come outside and smoke a big-ass cigar. Yeah, I've been looking at this for a while, just wondering when the heck am I going to smoke it. And today is the day. And to tell you the truth, I've got a very good problem going on right now. I've got a lot of really nice cigars in my humidor. Woody. A little bit of spice coming in now. Kind of a medium tobacco. There's a flavor there I can't quite put my finger on yet, but it'll come to me. So pretty decent after the first light. Although we'll see, because I am missing a chunk of wrapper tobacco right there. So it'll be interesting to see how that changes the flavor. So, you know, you might want to discount my opinions on this first light here because I'm not getting the full experience. And again, that's not my fault, or that's not the cigar's fault, that's my fault, because I was the idiot who closed his humidor on a $17 cigar. Certainly tastes good. So I'll keep trucking on this right now, and I will get back with you probably about a third of the way through, let you know what else I get. But so far, you know, pretty solid, just woody and clean. All right, see you in a minute. All right, so I'm a little more than a half hour in now, a few inches down. You know, this has been pretty unremarkable. It's been very mild, and I think the issue is sometimes when I take a draw, I see a little bit of smoke escaping from a crack in the wrapper. I think the binder might be cracked too, which got me thinking. I know I didn't drop this cigar. I know I didn't crush this cigar. I did, you know, close the foot and the tip of my humidor and lose a little bit of wrapper, but nothing mid-cigar. So I started thinking about when I bought this cigar, and if I remember correctly, I think this was the last double Corona in the box at the B&M. And I've had this issue before. Let me know what you think about this. This is just a theory that I have. But with super premium cigars, I think from now on I'm going to pass on buying the last one in a box at a B&M. The reason I think that is because I think everybody comes in and they grab the most expensive cigars, and because they're intrigued, and they squeeze them and they smell them and they really handle them pretty rough. I've seen people squeezing cigars fairly hard at B&Ms, and I think super premium cigars are especially attractive. You know, someone says, "Oh, that's an $18 cigar. What makes that so special?" And they pick it up and they squeeze it and they're looking for soft spots. But in doing that, they crack the binder, and I mean, this just ash isn't holding together. The burn is fine, but the smoke is really, really light. Like I'm getting a decent amount of smoke, but not a lot of smoke. And the flavors are there, but they are so light. I mean, that's being overpowered by my, this is Irish coffee. I'm really having a hard time tasting this. It tastes like, I mean, it's still very woody and clean tobacco-like. I haven't had any big changes, but I think that's mostly because I really can't taste what's going on here. It tastes like, I would equate it to a glass of scotch that's been overwatered. You know, I like to put a little water in my scotch. And if you put too much water in, you drown out the flavor. And that's kind of what this is like. It's like somebody watered down this cigar. So, that, again, that's just a hypothesis I had. I had the same thing happen one time with a Liga Privada T52 that I bought. That was the last one in the box. And when I shop for cigars at a B&M, I don't inspect them. You know, I trust my B&M to maintain their cigars well and to not sell me a damaged cigar. Obviously, if there's something glaring, I won't buy it. But I'm not one to pick it up and really inspect the wrapper and really go after it, and I certainly don't get it out and smell it or squeeze it. You know, I know that when I buy a cigar, there's a risk. You know, it's not going to be perfect. It's like, I don't know if you guys are Seinfeld fans, but there's an episode where Jerry Seinfeld has, I don't know if it's a bad melon or a bad peach, something like that, and Kramer tells him to take it back to the store, and Jerry says, produce is a gamble. I knew that going in. That's how I feel about cigars. Cigars are a gamble. I know that going in. They're not all going to burn well. They're not all going to be perfect. So I'll trust my B&M to do their due diligence to keep their cigars in good shape. And for the most part, I think they do. But when you get to that last cigar in the box, a lot of people have passed it over and a lot of people have handled it. So let me know what you think about that. You know, I just developed that theory this morning because this is the second time this has happened to me with a super premium cigar where I bought the last one in the box. So, you know, I'm going to finish reviewing this, and you know, the crack is right here, so hopefully when I get past that, you know, I'll still have a good 4.5 inches. Hopefully this will change and kick up and be awesome. So, until then, I'm just going to keep smoking it, but the ash is falling apart. I don't know what the hell's wrong with this. And my humidor is perfect, so it's been in there for 8 months. Nothing wrong with my humidor. So anyway, I'll keep going, let you know what else we get out of this cigar, but it's burning very, very slowly, and actually I'm coming up on 40 minutes. So burning very, very slowly, which is consistent with a cracked binder because you're pulling air in from behind the cherry and slowing that burn. So anyway, I'll be back, let you know what else I get out of this. See you in a minute. Okay, so I'm a little over an hour and 10 minutes in now, starting to come close to the band. I did burn past all those cracks in the wrappers. I'm getting more smoke out of this, but the flavors have stayed the same. Maybe they've ramped up a little bit. There might be just like a slight hint of spice. It's a really clean cigar, but it's just kind of woody and mild tobacco. I mean, this is a pretty mild cigar. You know, a lot of Opus X's have a reputation of being powerhouses, and again, this is only my second Opus X, and I'm not sure if this was the best representation of the double Corona because of the construction problems. But right now, I mean, there's no burn issues with this as far as cracks or anything that I'm aware of. It's smoking just fine. I did have to touch it up. It started burning a little funny. And the ash just hasn't held together. I mean, you can see my ashtray. Normally, when I smoke a cigar, you know, I've got 2 or 3 big chunks of ash, and they hold together. This is just falling apart, flowering all the way down. So, this is actually not even as good as the Super Bellicoso that I reviewed a little while ago. To this point, not a great cigar. Certainly, so far, it doesn't merit the price that I paid, which I think was in the $17 or $18 range. you know, doesn't taste terrible. But I did go inside when I was done with my Irish coffee, you know, because the sun's coming up in the sky now, and every man has to make the decision at what point of the day he switches from coffee to beer. And this is great. This beer is lovely, so even if I'll hold my final reservation till the end, but even if I can't recommend this cigar, I will recommend this beer. This is an Affligem 950 Cuvée quadruple hopped Belgian blonde ale. This is interesting because I do drink a lot of Belgian ales, but usually they're like Belgian triples that are really malty and sweet with a lot of alcohol. I mean, this still has a higher alcohol by volume than most beers. It's 6.8%, which is fairly low for a Belgian, at least for a bigger Belgian. But the quadruple hopped is what piqued my interest. Like I just said, you know, Belgians are usually very malty in character. I wanted to see what a quadruple hopped Belgian would taste like. And with the lower alcohol volume, I knew that it wouldn't be as sweet. Because with beers, when you get that higher alcohol volume, you have more residual sugars. And so when you start getting those beers, like, you know, those imperial stouts or Belgian triples or Belgian quads, they're generally very, very sweet. So this, I knew with lower alcohol and more hops, shouldn't be as sweet, and it's not. It's not super hoppy, though. Like, I would not say this has the character of an IPA. It truly is. It's like a slightly hoppy, fairly... I don't want to say fairly standard blonde ale, but it's, you know, it's got that light citrus from the hops. Really clean, really crisp and refreshing. I mean, this is a super drinkable, refreshing beer, and generally refreshing isn't a word that I would use to describe a Belgian. So this is pretty cool. I really like this beer. And it's just perfectly balanced. Even though I say it's an unremarkable blonde, I think it is a perfect example of what a blonde ale should be. So, that's a great beer. I don't remember what I paid for it. I probably bought it, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago. I have a good little stash of these bombers that I buy. So, and I don't keep good records of when I buy them. So I don't know, but I'll keep trucking on this cigar. I'm getting good time out of it. Hour and 15 minutes, so. Anyway, I'll come back at the very end. Let you know my final thoughts on this this Dominican Puro, this double Corona here from Fuente. I hope somewhere a light switch goes off in this cigar, and all of a sudden the last few inches are just awesome. That's fingers crossed. We'll see. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Let you know my final thoughts. Stick around. So, about an hour and 45 minutes in, long smoke. I had to touch it up twice. Did kind of tunnel a little bit at one point towards the end here. Overall, very consistent, pretty mild to medium towards the end. Did pick up a little bit, but woody. I got a little bit of cocoa, but I don't know. Maybe I was just wanting to taste something different. But yeah, wood and tobacco. Maybe I'm not a Fuente guy. I don't know. But this I thought was remarkably similar to my experience with the Super Bellicoso. I have no idea why these are so popular. I've only smoked 2, so I don't really have a strong opinion. I have a few more in my humidor. I have a Opus X Perfection number 5. That's like a little petite Corona. I'm looking forward to that one because I'm hoping that'll have some flavor. And I also, I don't know why, the Jerry from Jerry's Cigars in Tucson, the B&M that I frequent the most, had just gotten in a box of Opus X Angel Shares maybe a month or so ago, and he still had them in the back. He said, "Oh, you got to try the Angel Share." So I bought an Angel Share. I have one of those in the humidor. I think I have another, like a Toro size Opus. So I have a few more Opus X's in the humidor. And with my luck, I'll probably smoke a great one, and I won't be doing a review at that time. So that's just how things go. But I've got a great beer. You know, hey, I got to sit outside for an hour and 45 minutes to smoke a cigar. Again, nothing objectionable about this cigar. No bad flavors. The burn could have been better, but you know, it was pretty straightforward and pretty boring and just unremarkable. So yeah, so that was my double Corona experience. You know, it is what it is, and now it's over, and now I know. But I just can't think of another time that I would have an hour and 45 minutes to smoke a cigar, because that's pretty rare for me. So I'm thankful for that. But yeah, I'll wrap it up now, and I did discover a great beer, so next time I'm at the store, if I see another one of those, I'll buy a couple. But yeah, I won't buy another double Corona. So that's it. You know, if you've got other Opus X experiences, I'd love to hear them. I've heard these do very well with, you know, anywhere between 3 to 5 years of age. I don't have that kind of time or patience. So if they're not good within a year or two, I'm probably not going to buy them. So anyway, that's what I want to leave you with. I don't understand why these are $18. I really don't. One of the few cigars that I think merits a high price tag are the Unico series from Drew Estate. They burn fantastic. They taste great. They're dynamic. So I really haven't had any bad Drew Estate experiences, save that T52 that I had that was the last one in the box that I already told you about. But anyway, I'll leave you with that. Still a beautiful Arizona morning, and got the whole day ahead of me, so that's awesome. Thanks a lot for sticking around, guys. I always appreciate you watching. Drop me a line, let me know what you think, and I will leave you, as always, with my recommendation. Keep your feet in the pool, drink in your hand, and a cigar in your mouth. Have a great week, everybody.